Why are you a parent? Because you got pregnant? Uh, because you thought it was going to be fun to have a baby? Because you really love children? Because you've always wanted to have a family? Because finally you're going to have someone who's going to love you? Yeah, why are you a parent anyway? If you don't really know why, you may struggle with your purpose as a parent. In fostering children, you intentionally choose to invite a person into your home in order that you may provide them with a safe environment, care about them, meet their emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. You chose this. You need to be very purposeful in parenting these children. Today on Paint a Beautiful Picture, we're going to continue talking about some of the joys and challenges of being a foster parent. You might get away with your own kids without being extremely purposeful, although I don't think you'll do as effective a job as you might, but you will struggle to get away with not being purposeful with the foster child. You need to be purposeful in addressing their challenges specifically, knowing that they've already had a challenge in their life, whether that was an ineffective parent, a compromised parent, uh, a severe situation that was bad enough that they got taken away from their own birth parents. There is something there already that is a precursor to the necessity of purposeful parenting. If in fact you recognize this, then you're going to have to take steps to be that intentional, purposeful parent. Let's talk about that. One, you are the adult. I don't care if the foster kid's 16 years old or 18 years old. You are the adult, and you need to keep that in your head at all times. That means you are the one who is responsible. You are the one who sets the parameters. You are the one establishing guidelines because you're paying the bills. You're still dealing with things medically and psychosocially and maybe even psychologically and spiritually, emotionally. You are the adult, okay? And you need to make that very clear. Especially with a teenage foster, you need to let them know, look, you are a young person, and I acknowledge that, but you are a young person who may not quite grasp all the implications of everything that life has that you're going to have to handle. And I want to help you with that. So I'm the adult, I'm the one who's responsible, and I'm not going to play the heavy duty authority on you, but I need you to respond to that responsibility that I have in your life by listening and doing your best to cooperate. I need that from you. So I'm going to go through a few things that someone recently who's a foster mom shared with me. Said this child, their foster child now is almost 18 years old. This child worked for a year and paid the bills in the house because their family were all drug addicts and no one was keeping the electricity on or the water or taking care of any of the basics. So this child took it upon herself and got a job and paid the essential bills. Even sometimes got groceries, but mostly ate at work. So this child has no comprehension of what to do about money. Well, this isn't shocking. So I suggested to them to help the child who has a job, who's making really a respectable amount of cash every week at a part-time job, though she's still in school, to start to develop a sense of what needs to happen. So you can spend 30 to 40% of your check, but the rest of it, you need to put it away. Whether that means you use the envelope system, so you're saving for a car, and you are saving for college, and you are saving for prom. So you have three categories where you're saving, and you put money into each one of those envelopes every week. And you're committed to caring for yourself, goals that are worthy to you, and you're contributing to your own life, not just right now today, but in the future as we're going along. And they begin to develop a value system and a concept about money. That's just being a responsible parent, a responsible adult. You can help them develop that skill. Then this child next year would be eligible to go to college, doesn't have a state ID, doesn't have a driver's license, doesn't have a lot of things. And the foster parent was talking to me about, I don't know what's going on. And I said, did you ever think that the child is scared? I mean, genuinely frightened of that level of responsibility. So maybe a regular kid, and we'll use that language, would be prepared at 18 years old to go to college. Maybe this particular young person isn't. You need to give them some grace. So, though at 18 I can put you out in the street because I'm not required to keep you anymore after you graduate, in fact, I recognize that you didn't have the greatest start in life and you've really had a lot of challenges and things to cope with. So, I'm going to keep you under my roof and look after you, but you're going to be able to work full time. So, in that time, we're going to make an agreement. And because I know that you are fully capable of contributing to this household, and I believe that it will help you understand some of what it looks like to be a young adult and a responsible human being, you can give me 40% of your wages every paycheck, or 50 or 60. You need to make that discussion pertinent with them because if they have a really lousy job, but they have to pay car insurance or pay for their cell phone themselves, then maybe they can't give you 60%. That's a discussion that you have and say, but young people, even when they have a roommate, they equally or pretty close to that share responsibilities in a household. I will gladly keep you here, but you also need to be a contributor. That's not mean. It really builds self esteem, and they perceive of themselves as someone as of value when they're actually contributing and acting in a responsible manner as a young adult. That's not an unkind or an unfair thing. That's very productive parenting. I'm going to tackle one other area rather quickly here because I don't want this to be long and we're talking about it every day. And if you have questions or concerns, please send me an email or let me know, boy, I'd really like to hear more and more about this. This is really helping me, or I have questions. Please, please get in touch with me. But, you know, to be able to say to them, I need you to participate in the household. So you have the responsibility of keeping the kitchen clean. That means you load the dishwasher at night and you unload it in the morning and you sweep the floor and you wipe off the counters. This is maybe a 15-minute job. That's not an extraordinary expenditure of your time, but it is a contribution to the whole household and it is helping you develop a sense of responsibility within the family unit. So when you don't do it and the kitchen is a complete mess and someone goes to eat breakfast and there aren't any clean bowls, or someone goes to make dinner and 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of the pans are still dirty from 2 nights ago, you are letting everyone down and we're counting on you. Again, it's developing in them a sense of worth and a sense of value, a sense of importance and place within the family. This is purposefully parenting. That's also valid with a 7-year-old, even if their only job is to put their own dishes in the dishwasher or put their own clothes in the hamper or keep their own space organized, make sure they know where their backpack is, make sure they know where their homework is, and they put their shoes away so that in the morning all of those things are where they need to be. We barely scratched the surface, but at least you have the idea that to be there and to do an effective job in raising foster children, as well as your own, I would contend, you need to do some purposeful parenting. It's been great having you with me today. I hope this has been helpful to you. I'll see you again soon. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.